Hi everybody.
Hi. Hello there. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, this evening, or depending on where you are in the world, morning or afternoon. We've got a lovely show here tonight. We are launching, a delivery that came just yesterday. Had them on order for months. Anyway, they're here. We're really excited to show you lots of beautiful new Finnabair and Prima moulds. So I'm going to be demonstrating the fast cast resin, showing you some results, how to finish them off using gilding gum, and also paints as well using our clear gessos. So we've got lots to fit in, and we've got an exciting day on Friday as well. So we're actually doing a Facebook show, or shows I should say, and they are show
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, there you go, which will be fantastic. Again, brand new products, so please tune in for that. That's really exciting. So back to tonight. The fast cast resin, as Alfie's done, he's put it on special offer there. Lots of hands going up there. So 20% off the fast cast resin. Just put cast 20 in the little box that you get in the checkout page. Do you like that? In the checkout page. Sorry, I'm in one of those moods. Haven't even started on the wine. So yes, to get your 20% off, and just have a look around. Got lots of lovely goodies on the website. So without further ado, shall I show them what we've got? So I've got a few examples here, but there are a lot more designs on the website, so have a good look at those. And we are limited in stock, so get it in your basket and check out straight away, because how long do you have? 15 minutes in your basket? 15 minutes in order to check out.
No idea. We don't set in. If
Do you not?
No, it's in the basket. It's in the basket.
Is it? Okay. All right then.
We're not like Create and Craft. I don't know how it works. I don't know how the website works. It's magic. It's voodoo. But we do have very limited stock. Some of the designs we only have literally one or two, because our supplier was low on stock as well. So they just sent us what they had. So yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so have a good look, and I'm going to do some demonstrating for you, and I can't wait to show you all these gorgeous things. So let's go over to my desk, and I'll see you there. Okay, just having a slurp of my tea. So we're going to be using fast cast resin, which is brilliant. I absolutely adore this. You get great results, and it does what it says on the tin. You can demold from half an hour. I love that. And I'm going to be showing you different techniques with different paints, different types of paints, and also, this isn't finished, but with gilding gum as well. So I know lots of you have already got the gilding gum, so I'm going to be using that as well. And let me just put these to one side so I can show you the first. The first one is called Rusty Pipeline. I love this. I've been waiting for this to come for ages. I've wanted it for such a long time. I just think there's so much on here, absolutely gorgeous. Loads of stuff to do with that. I just think it's going to be fantastic. So that's Rusty Pipeline. This is, as you can see, I've already done some pouring this afternoon. This is called Sicily Frame, and it's actually got 3 frames in it. So I'm just going to demold these. Oh, look at that. That detail is gorgeous. Hopefully you can see that. I know all the lights are so bright in here, but it's got little roses on, and it's very much in the theme of Charles Rennie Mackintosh, with the straight lines around here. Absolutely gorgeous. How big is this, you're going to ask? I know. So centimetres, just over 19 centimetres. In inches, that's about 7.5 inches, and there's obviously 3 sizes. There we go. Isn't that lovely? So that is beautiful, very, very elegant. And then you've got a little teeny tiny one. And when I demolded this, I actually broke it.
Good advert for it.
Yeah, well, it was me. I'm just confessing. So all you need to do is just put a tiny bit of Slap It On in there, slap it on super thick, and that will glue it together beautifully. So that is just lovely. And that is called Sicily Frame. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, Fleur de Lis. Right, okay, I haven't demolded these, so let's see how we get on with these. I love these Fleur de Lis. They're just a classic, aren't they? And they are just gorgeous. And I wanted...
Dee says heavy hands.
Heavy hands, that's true, that's true. I was being impatient. And I wanted these Fleur de Lis because I like decorating boxes, but also I've got a project that I've got to decorate. I've not got to, but I want to decorate this cabinet that we got. So I wanted some stuff that might go on the cabinet as well. So, and they're nice and easy to manipulate and moulds when you're demoulding. Now, see how I've overrun the edge there? So if you demold them after about, well, I leave them about 40 minutes, and then you can just take, where are my scissors? There we are. You can actually get rid of these over pores a lot easier just by snapping them off. But now it's about 8 o'clock at night, so they've been in about 7 hours, something like that. So they're a little bit more solid, but you can still clean up the edges, you see, like so. I like these as well, that I've got the holes in them so that you see through them, which is lovely. And what I love about Prima moulds is they use every last little inch of space. See these little holes that have been over poured? You can just get a little pokey tool and just poke through them like so, just to get rid of any of that excess. So a little tip for you there, and that cleans those up beautifully. See, they're all really nice and they're all different, which is great. Now, come on, Kay, be careful with this long one. So I'll just go along the edge. Gently, gently does it. Try not to break it. Oh, that is lovely. That is really, really nice. Just take off these little bits of over pour. Yeah, the detail is really lovely on this, and that's quite a nice piece actually. Oops. Yeah, that works really well. So this is called Fleur de Lis, and I think those are just gorgeous, beautiful. Like those a lot. What else have we? Oh, right, so this one's a brilliant one as well. So this is Grungy Frames. Okay, so and now the packaging's changed, so you've got a bigger picture on the front. Normally it would be up here and it'd be minute, but luckily you can see what they can look like. Okay, so I've already demolded these, but look at these corners. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Imagine those all rusted up. And I'm going to show you a really easy rusty technique that's super, super quick and easy. Look at that frame. That's really beautiful. And look at these smaller ones. Do you know, these are brilliant for people who do miniatures. Miniature houses or book nooks. They're going to be superb for little book nooks. Imagine that, or on the front of a little book. And look at these square ones as well. lovely Art Deco design around them.
So Georgina's just asked, how much resin did you mix together for the mould? Actually, she was referring to the previous one.
Now, I measured out 30 grams of A and 30 grams of B, and it depends, because it depends how deep they are and how many they are. But I think I did 2 moulds. I did this one, say I did those 2, and about 30 grams of each did those 2, I think, because it's, I can't quite remember. I know I did 3 pours altogether, and basically used up a whole one of these to do all of these moulds.
So how many moulds is that for a whole
So
kit?
so that would be
6, 7.
about 6.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
No, I haven't done all of them. Haven't done all of them.
No,
I would say
okay.
about 6 or 7,
Right.
but it depends on, obviously, how deep the moulds are, how many images are in there, all that carry on. I will show you that I only mix up a small amount at a time because it does set so quickly. These are really nice as well.
And Dee's asked, can you add colour to the resin?
You can add colour to the resin, but you have to take into consideration that it's this lovely ivory colour to begin with. So it is going to add a little bit of white to your colour. So you'll be more of a pastel colour.
And what would you colour it with?
You can colour it with any of our paints. Luscious, it wouldn't show up, but any of our matte paints or translucent paints would do really nicely for that. So that one was grungy frames, loads and loads of stuff on there. Really, that's why these are such good value, the Prima ones. And I really like the designs. This is Stars and Moons moulds. I really like these stars here with the hole in. They did do them as metal embellishments, and obviously they were quite expensive because they were made of metal and they were obviously had that rusty effect on them. In fact, I've still got one here, funnily enough. So you can see this is the metal one that they used to sell, and I think you didn't get many in a packet, and you know they obviously, to make them, they were going to be more expensive. So in order to get a mould, this is now quite a game changer. You can do as many as you like. You can paint them and sell them like that. You can decorate with them. You can do whatever you like, which is brilliant. So you've got different sizes of these. So I haven't demoulded these, and you've got different styles. So this one is just a 3D star shape, which is really nice. And then you've got, there's a small one of that. So you get them in different sizes, which is brilliant. So you've got these, and then you've got itty bitty ones as well, which is fantastic. So look at all these. I mean, this is value for money, isn't it, this mould? I mean, they've used every last millimetre of these. So I love all these little stars, and the big ones. And then we come to these gorgeous little moons. It's very difficult to see his face until I think I will use one of those, because then you can actually see the moon's face, which is really, you can see a little bit of it there, which is really lovely. And look at these, look at these. Look, isn't that lovely? It's just so nice. Really well designed. There we go. Nice big one there. And it keeps on giving, keeps on giving. We've got even more, and another one. So they're all different sizes, which is great. And just with one pour, you see that one I've over poured, so again you can just snip away the excess just with a pair of your craft scissors. Don't use your best fabric scissors for this. There we go, and a teeny tiny little one. Okay, so that's got loads in, hasn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21. 21 lovely elements. Gorgeous. So that's stars and moons. This is Wilderness Rose. So, and you can see on the front it's actually displayed it on furniture, which I think is really cool. I've taken these two out because I wanted to show you different ways of decorating them. I'm going to put some gilding gum on this one, and this one I'll show you what I've done with it. So I will pour this one again. And look at this. Oh, look at that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Huge, huge. Great for a book cover. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely. Look lovely on a jewellery box, or as it displays furniture. So I'm going to leave the leaves in. Oh no, I'll take them out. And there is some lovely leaves and a little bud there, sweet little bud. It does call it a rose, but this one actually looks more like a peony, actually, when I was painting it. And then this is the stem, and I actually did break it, but again I can glue that quite away easily. So I'll just put that somewhere safe. So that is Wilderness Rose. Then we go to Queens of Steam. Now these are beautiful, really, really beautiful. So I've started to paint these, but I've left the face unpainted because it's such a lovely ivory colour. It just reminds me of ivory, so that's why I've left it. And I will be decorating the outside. So that's those two, which are just gorgeous. And then we have the same design but smaller. Oh, she's different actually. She's really, really pretty. So I'll paint that one. This is a replica of this one, but much smaller. This is a replica of that one, but much smaller. And then you've got lots of gears and things like that. And you've got a replica of that one, which is beautiful. So I will do a pour of that. So that is Queens of Steam.
I don't think we've got that on the website.
Queens of Steam.
Maybe we only got one of those.
Oh, well, I should have had more. Whoops. And then finally, well, I say finally, there are at least 3 or 4 other designs. At least, yeah, 3 or 4 other designs on the website I don't have here. So these are cogs. Can you see here? This is where I sort of ran out of resin. No need to panic, because when I actually mix the next lot, I will just fill that up and it will just self-heal. But this one can be demolded. Let me see where I can get one of these out. There we go. And it is nice and soft, these silicone rubber. This is machine parts. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. And you get a matte finish with this. All the moulds from Prima, they're all a matte mould, so you get a matte finish. But I really, really like those. Okay, so that's all of those moulds that I've got with me. So let me get ready. So we've actually checked this table, and we had to alter it, didn't we, Alfie, to make sure that it was nice and level. Let me put these away. So I'm going to do a pour now for you. Just have a gulp of my tea. Let me bring this over. So I'm going to do a little pour of these. Now, because I'm doing it under the camera and then I want to move it to a different area, I'm using a tub, a plastic box, just to put them in, just so I can lift it up and move it out of the way. Otherwise, when I try and lift this, it's all going to fall out. I want a little bit, I think, in here. And if I've got any left over, I'll just fill this cog in here, this one. And there's a little tiny bit there that it needs more in. And I'm going to leave that corner of the table.
Yeah, unfortunately we only got one of those.
Have we not?
Steam.
Oh, that's so annoying. Well, we'll put it on the next order and
yeah.
see whether we can get it. It's just, I think they just sell out so quick. Typical that I'm demonstrating it, isn't it? Always the same. Well, I'm doing the roses anyway, so that will be good. Well, I've prepped it anyway now, so let's carry on. All right, so I've got my scales. You need digital scales. You can use a throwaway cup, a plastic cup, or a lined paper cup. We have these silicone ones, which are great because you can use them over and over again, and they're easy to just clean out. We don't provide you with gloves in the kit, but you do need to wear gloves for this, disposable gloves that is. And these are measured by weight. So unlike our other resin, which is by volume, we have to weigh these out because they obviously are 50-50, but they weigh differently. That's why you have to weigh them. Okay, don't make the mistake of just measuring it. So I'm giving them a bit of a shake. And I've already put my cup on here and I've zeroed it. So we've got 0 grams on here. If you're using ounces, obviously do the same number of ounces for A and B. Okay, but I'm just going to do grams. So I start off with A and I just do 30 grams because I think that's a manageable amount of resin. Because it sets so quickly, you don't want to be mixing up too much and for it to set before you've got a chance to get it into the mould. So that's 30 grams of part A. Now if I was to change the unit, that's just over an ounce. Okay. See, 30 grams. And then zero it. And then I'm going to do 30 grams of B. So slow and steady.
Oh no. Wait, what's going on?
I hope I didn't touch it. 29. Come on. There we go. 30. Just dribble down there. Okie doke. I'm just gonna wipe that up because I've got a little dribble. There we go. Right, Alexa, set an alarm for 1.5 minutes.
1 minute and 30 seconds. Starting now.
So I used to teach this to mix it for 2 minutes, but I've experimented and 1.5 minutes is sufficient to mix it, and it starts to go warm in your hand, which means that it's really starting to react and set. So 1.5 minutes does actually work perfectly well, and it gives you a little bit more pouring time. So if you just mix it constantly for 1.5 minutes, you're good to go with that. If you're not quick enough, it will set. So that's why I only mix a small amount at a time. So I'd rather just do multiple pours of 30 grams of A and 30 grams of B, and that gives me enough time to pour well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the thinnest or trickiest bits first, because the resin is at its thinnest as soon as we've mixed it. And then I'll go to the larger pieces. So I think I might do the small rows that I've prepped as well. So I'm sure I can feel it getting warm in my hand, so I think that should be round about it.
Yeah, we don't have a power cut.
Yeah, we better not have a power cut, that's right. Alexa, how long? Oh, there we go. There we go.
No timers set.
Stop. Alexa, stop. There we go. So I'm going to pour this rose first. And I'm going to pour into there. Now, if you have a really tricky bit, you can just use your stirrer just to pour into like that stem there, just a drop at a time. And use it just to push it to the edge. Like that. And then you can actually just pour from the cup. Just be careful that you don't over pour. That's a common problem that I have. I put too much in, and that's when I have to redo it. And then I'm going to go with this one here, and this one. So these are all pretty big. See, this is the trouble, I've put a little bit too much in. I'm just pushing it out to the size there. Let's do this rose. And just encourage that to go out to the sides.
So Anne's asked, can you add luscious to the resin?
You could add luscious to the resin, but I wouldn't, because you're not going to get any sparkly aspects to it, because the resin is opaque, and as you can see it's this creamy colour. It's just going to completely cover the luscious. So the best thing to do is actually paint it with the luscious afterwards on the top. So I'm going to do another one down here. Oh, and we're coming to the end now, so I'm just going to scrape out what I've got left. So this is only 30 grams of each, and you know, I've done the equivalent of just over one of the moulds, because these are quite deep. And these are quite large as well. So I think, you know, you get good value from it. And again, it depends how deep they are. And these are pretty deep. All the Prima ones are pretty deep, which is lovely. Right, and then you need to just, this will have to go in the bin, unless you've got an acrylic one that you can reuse. And I just use some easy peasy stamp cleaner just to clean this out a little bit. Keep your gloves on, get some paper, and then just give this a really good wipe out. Because you don't want to put resin straight back in here, because the chemistry that's left in there will set it off a bit too quickly. So you get, if you buy these from us, you get actually 2 in the kit, and you also get the reusable stirrers as well. So you can actually clean this off, put it to one side, and use the other one. And by the time you've used that, this one will be ready to use again. Okay. So see how easy that is. It's such good fun. It's like magic. It's wonderful. Okay, and of course we've still got at least, well, you've got 2/3 left of your bottles there to go again. So I can demould these after about 30 minutes, but I tend to leave them for about 40 minutes because they're quite deep and they're quite big and they're quite pliable after 30 minutes, which is great if you want to bend them over a bottle or a jar or something to give it shape, which is fantastic. But I just think I'm better off personally leaving them for a little bit longer.
Flo's asked, do you put something on the mould before pouring the resin in?
No, I don't put anything in the mould before I pour the resin in. It's just straight into the moulds. Just make sure they're clean and dust free, but I don't even bother about that, to be honest. So that's going at the side of my table. That's going off there. And then let's bring some of these pieces in because I wanted to show you the face, didn't I, of that. I want to show you how to do these. Where's my other one gone? There we go. So let's do a small one of those. Or maybe it's better if I do something bigger, then you can see it better. And then we've got this one.
Anne's asked, what happened to your hands if you don't wear gloves?
What happens to your hands? Well, you get resin on it. You could possibly get resin on it, and it's very difficult to get off because it's quite sticky, and it does go warm as well whilst it's curing. And so you could use like alcohol rub to get it off. That's the best thing, I would say. You know, the alcohol gel to get it off. But it's resin has got a lot of chemicals in it. Don't ask me what, but it's just recommended that you wear gloves to protect your skin. That's it. I did get it in my hair earlier today. I didn't tie my hair back, and I did get it in my hair, so I had to just cut a chunk of my hair off, which because it was just all stuck together. So there you go. Tie your hair back, wear some gloves, be sensible. Not like me, because my first pour today, excuse me, my first pour today, I actually forgot to put my gloves on, and I did get it on my hands. So I did have to, I actually cleaned my hands with Easy Peasy stamp cleaner and hand gel. Right, should I do this moon in black? Then you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so let's start off with this. So I'm just going to go straight on with Raven Black, which is a metallic paint. Normally I would put a gesso on it, but just because of speed, I'm just going to, oh, you see, isn't that handsome? It's just such a lovely face, isn't it? That's just gorgeous. Where's the other one? There, let's do this this big one here. Oh, see, that's lovely. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? That's really nice. Hopefully those will dry and I can actually put some gilding wax on there with the gilding gum. So what I did with these is I actually painted the outside only. I did actually use black gesso and Raven Black metallic paint because I really like this black metallic paint. It goes like, it's like a deep pewter colour. But then I used a really small brush to get close to her face. Then I didn't actually make a mess, and I don't want to do it live on here because I know that I'll rush it. I'll do a tiny bit, but I know that I'll rush it, so I don't want to wait, you know, make a mess of her face. So literally just see what happens. I stop talking and I just
why is your tongue sticking out?
that's because I'm concentrating, you see. So just go around the outside there. See, that's it, I've done it now. I've made a mistake now. Right, so clean brush. And just wipe that off before it sets. And just wipe it onto a... There. See, this is why I don't want to do this live, this bit. So there you go. Okay, so just do the outside, leave her face. I think that's really lovely, that one as well. So I'm not going to do any more with that. I will come back to that in a moment. So let's get this painted. So where's my clear gesso? Here it is. Okay, my brush is dirty, but I'm not going to worry about that. So clear gesso is normally obviously clear, but I'm using a brush that is covered with black paint. So you just know it's going to get that all over it.
Why are you using clear gesso?
Because I was going to allow the colours to shine through, but in actual fact I'll do this in rust, so I will use matte paints. So with the rust effect you can use any gesso, or you could use a raven black, whichever you've got basically. Let me clean that brush out. Right, here it comes. Pew pew! So for this one, I'm going to use a stencil brush. So you can, oh, it's still quite wet from when I dried it. Use a stencil brush, or you could use a bit of sponge.
So Anne's asked, what's the benefit of using clear gesso?
Clear gesso is really when you want to retain the colour of what's underneath. So for example, if I want to protect this face now, I would put clear gesso on it. And the same here. And if you're using a coloured paper and you want to retain that colour, you would use clear gesso. You wouldn't put white or black over it. Or if you wanted to, you know, paint this just with a little bit of translucent paint, then you would actually use clear gesso, because it basically, you're just protecting what's underneath. You don't get that?
Mm.
You don't understand what I'm saying. So if
I
you
don't
put
understand why you paint the face, which is white. Because why don't you just not paint the face?
Well, it just protects it. The clear gesso will just give a protective layer to the face.
Okay.
Okay, so you can either use a sponge or a stencil brush, and I'm going to use 3 colours, Hot Cocoa, Burning Bonfire and Townhouse Teal, and these are matte paints. Okay, so they give you good coverage, and I seem to have got brown paint everywhere, which is just a little bit annoying. Good job I left my gloves on. So I'm just going to start off with putting a little bit of the Hot Cocoa on. So I'm just going to get that all the way around these, into these little teeth of the cog. And just work that into all the little nooks and crannies of this cog. And it's best if you sort of change position as well, and then you'll be able to see the areas that you've not covered. So it's just the insides of there. That's good. That's okay. So that is hot cocoa. And I'm just going to clean my brush on an old rag, because I don't want to add water to it. I want it to be neat paint. And then I'm just going to dry that off with my pew pew gun. There we go. Just so that you know, this is quite a handy thing to know. If you want to shape your resin pieces after they've set, if you heat them with that gun I've got, you can actually then manipulate them, because it softens it, which is really handy to know. Right, so I'm going to put some Burning Bonfire on next. So I want to take a little bit of this and then just stipple that on. That's why you need a dry brush. You don't want it to actually mix in with the brown. You want it to sort of sit on the surface, and that looks great already. If you notice, that was the metal one, same colour. And this is why I came up with these colours. Right, these are one of the first colours we brought out, because it just works so well. Then just give that a clean, and then just for a little bit of verdigris, I use Townhouse Teal. So let's just take a minute amount and just put a few spots here and there. And again, you don't want to work them into the surface, you just want them to sit on top so that you just get a really nice look to that. Could I come to the front, please, Alfie? There you go. So it's a really nice, really simple effect. It looks a bit more brown on the telly, but in real life it's a lot more of that rusty orange. There you can see, I think you can see that better because the light's so bright. Okay, there we go, let's go back. Lovely, thank you. Okay, so that's that lovely rust effect. And again, that is Burning Bonfire, which is the matte paint, Townhouse Teal, which again is a matte, and hot cocoa. So that's all those. Just put that in there just to clean. And let's just get rid of that. Okie doke. So with this one, I think I'll do that last because I might be able to demold that other rose. Right, let's have a play with these, shall we? And some gilding waxes. Well, first of all, what I could do is I could use a metallic paint. Let me just get out. I think gold would do quite nicely. That's a brass. Just get Goldfinger out, there we go. Okay, so you could actually just put a little bit of metallic gold paint on here if you wanted, which will give you more of a all over colour. So I'm just going to put just a bit over the black. I've just messed up that corner there. There we go. Really, really simple. just a hint of colour. Which is really nice, but I think the gilding waxes are even better. So these are the colours of the kits that we have, but of course if you've got any of the luscious, you can mix the luscious with the gilding gum. So don't buy the kits, just buy the gilding gum. But you will need the little tubs that we to put them in, the smallest tub possible. We do have them on the website as well. So these are the kits, as I said. Let me put them this way around. This is steampunk set. These are the colours in the steampunk set here, and we've got grungy gold, verdigris in the middle, and then we have penny dreadful, okay, which is a lovely copper of colour. And that verdigris is a duotone. As you can see, it goes from like a bronze to a green, which is really lovely. In the middle there we have the fruity colours, so we have raspberry jam. In the middle we've got chocolate cherries, and we've also got juicy plum, and those are just delicious as well, and you'll see how those change with the light. And then at the bottom we have aqua. We have Unicorn Dreams, which is that beautiful sort of, again, duotones. You can see how the light alters the colour of them, and it's sort of like it's got a bit of a pink to it, which is just gorgeous. Pinky blue, can you believe? Then you've got this greeny gold in the middle. This is Mermaid's Tail. And then this beautiful, stunning blue is Mermaid's Tresses. So these come in a set with 3 empty pots and 3 pots of your luscious, and then you get one of these as well. Okay, but if you've got any pots of luscious, then you just need something to mix them into. I mean, even these cups that you got with your resin would do, but you'd have to just make sure they were properly sealed with a few layers of cling film or something. Okay, so in fact what I can do is I can use this one. I don't think, oh yeah, we have got some raspberry. So all I've done with this is I've mixed in some gilding gum. So it's 50% gilding gum and 50% luscious. Let me just get a smaller one of these. There we go. So you just put in a little at a time and then stir this in. Okay, until you get the thickness that you're after. So if you're wanting to paint with it, you might want it slightly thinner to paint with. I quite like it, I guess, wow, what consistency? I guess it's like honey really, isn't it? The consistency of honey. So it's quite thick, because I like to either paint it on quite thick or use my finger, or I can also, with this thickness, can you see how it holds its shape? I can also stencil with it like that, which is great. And if you're wondering what colour this is called raspberry, this luscious one. Okay.
So Georgina's asked, can you use the same brushes for paint as well as with the gilding gum?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. You can use the same brush for gilding gum and paint, because the cleanup is really, really easy. It's just water. So yeah, absolutely, you can do that. Let me just clean that up. Also, you know, with gilding wax, gloss, it can tend to get really, really thick and then it dries out. If that happens, with ours, you can actually reconstitute it really easily. You see, mine aren't drying out. Just, I suppose that one has thickened up a little bit, can you see? But I like that thick consistency, you see. I think that's perfect. But if it was to dry out, all you need to do is just add some more gilding gum, bit by bit, and then just keep on stirring until it all reconstitutes again. So you're not going to waste anything at all. It's not going to dry out like gilding wax, because that is frustrating, isn't it? You put it in the cupboard and, you know, a month later it's not working. Okay, so let me just wipe that. Let's do this then. So let's have a little bit of maybe Penny Dreadful. We've got to have some bottle sunshine, haven't we? That would be lovely. Should we go for some verdigris as well? So let me just give myself some space. Don't think we need raspberry for this one. So this one is Penny Dreadful, we've got Bottled Sunshine, and this one is Verdigris. Let's just test that that is, oh no, that's quite nice as well. So I might just do multicolour with this rather than all one colour. So let's put a little bit on here. Almost like a shadow, I guess, around the outside there. Now this is a duotone, so this will shine sort of green and copper. Let's have a little bit of this copper as well. Let's have a few dots here and there. And then let's finish off, let's give that a stir. See, that's lovely. Don't want to waste any, so I will probably just put a little bit on here. I could have mixed up a silver actually, of Silver Moon. So that's mixing in with some of the copper and some of the verdigris, which is really lovely. Let's just get a little bit more. So as you get into it, it's like, just get your finger stuck in there. Yeah, that's lovely. Let's have a tiny weeny bit more of that verdigris. There we go. And I think with your finger you get a nice texture with it as well, because I'm just sort of dabbing it on. Good job I got my gloves still on, I forgot to take them off. So let's go back to the front on camera, Alfie. Just
move
like
slightly to the right.
There we go. So he's lovely, isn't he? Lovely, thank you very much. There we are. So he's really lovely. Okay, so that's sort of metallic looks to it. Let's go for something brighter. Okay, so let's try, let's have a play with this rose. Just get a clean-ish piece of recycled paper. So that will dry really quickly as well. I think we'll go with, have I got, let's try some red pink. This is literally called pink and this is called raspberry, which is what I mixed up earlier. And let's see what we can do with this. Okay. I think I might have a little bit of the raspberry going in here. I think that would look quite stunning and bright. Also, you need to know that when it's mixed in this wet form, the gilding gum, you'll notice, is white. So when it actually comes to drying, it will be a lot brighter because, of course, the gilding gum will dry clear. So then your luscious colours will really, really shine. So now I'm going over the top with some pink. Thanks, Alfie. I can see everybody now. Hi, Dee. Watching the baby foxes in the garden. Oh, fantastic. How wonderful. Hi, Anne. She's in Spain. See, that's lovely, isn't it? That's really nice. And that's going on a black background, so it's deeper, it's richer, it's darker. If we were to go on a light background, this is the sort of look that you're going to get, but that's actually with paint rather than luscious, because you can see that it's quite matte. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just have a tiny touch of gold just on some of the edges, just to finish that off. See, it doesn't take long either, just to put the odd little bit of gilding wax onto a piece. There we go. Right, okay, I'm coming over. Oops, sorry. There we go. Let that catch the light a little bit. And when that dries, that's going to be lovely. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you, stay where you are. I will just show you one that's finished. Okay, so this is a class that I've taught at the retreat, and we've also done it online, so you can actually buy this online as well. And you can see her face there. Let's go that way. And her hair is multiple colours. And how lovely that heart is. That's a mould as well, as is all of those cogs. So you can see the effects that you can get with them is just gorgeous. Lovely. Bright colours.
More. There's more.
There's more. There's more. Hang on, I'll just come a bit closer. So let's start off over there, and you can see Tweedledee and Tweedledum, nice and bright, and then you can get more subtle colours with frames. The mushrooms are a Azuri mould. There you go. Okay, so now these are drying, they're looking much nicer. So I'll just leave that to one side again. Right, let me just show you how I did this. So this is actually with paints, but there's nothing to stop us finishing it off with a little bit of gilding wax. In fact, if I just get a little tiny bit and just put that in water, a little tiny bit of gilding wax. I think this is gold, and just touch the very edges. There we go. So when that dries, oh, you can't see that. When that dries, that will have a really nice gold look to it. There's no need to buff it either. I'm just sort of taking some off, really, which I think is better. Less is definitely more. Like that. So it's a shame you can't really see that. Anyway, so the last one I'm going to do is, I'm going to take that glove off because it is annoying me. What should we do? Let's do part of this. All I did was I just used some of these colours. I started off with You've Been Mangoed in the middle. I'll only do part of this because I don't want to bore you to tears. What's that, Alfie? No, you're not boring me.
Yeah, that was Duke.
So this is a matte paint from our range, which is really lovely. And then I'm going with, these are the latest colours. They've just been released a couple of weeks ago, and this is Yellow Submarine. So this is going next to that lovely sort of mango colour, and whilst it's wet I'm just going to let them blend. So I would do half of the flower at a time, give them a chance to blend nicely. So we'll start off with mango in the middle and then it blending, and then finishing off with yellow in the outside. And just make sure that you do the edges of the mould as well, of your cast I should say. There you go. And then let's have a go with Shepherd Green. And this is going on the leaves here, and this is a really sort of fresh, beautiful spring green, named after a lovely lady. And then that will just, and you see I haven't really cleaned my brush very well, so part of that yellow is coming through and altering the colour, so it's not one solid colour there. So there you go. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but see how beautiful and fresh and bright it is, you know, with the ivory underneath. It's just gorgeous, and it's just so much fun to just play with them in different ways. So I'll just bring them all back in. And the way I do these is just with multicolours of gildings. So I would probably have a little bit of blue because I love blue. I would probably get some pink on there as well. Definitely some Penny Dreadful. So let me just clean my brush. Well, not really. Or with your finger, whichever. and just start mixing the colours. See, that pink is lovely. And then sometimes you just need to give these a mix when they've been stood for a few weeks in your drawer. And I do like putting multiple colours on, as you saw with my printer's trays that I showed you. I will finish now, Alfie, promise. I know I'm getting carried away. Oh, and you must join us on Friday. That's going to be really good fun and something quite different as well. So you can see how you can start to build up the colours. I wouldn't stop there, I would just carry on building up the colours until they were much more vibrant and bright. And can you see how that's drying off now, and that's so much brighter, which is really lovely. Anyway, have fun with those moulds. Get yourself stocked up with fast cast resin. There are lots of different ones on the market, but they cast at different rates and different amounts of detail as well. But we've researched this one really well so that you get a really good resin for your money. Treat yourself to a mould, or dig out any moulds that you've already got that you might have in your cupboard and have a play. Just sit and play and make something beautiful. So I'll come over there. So remember to use the code, whoops, there it is, CAST20 at your checkout. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Say bye, Alfie.
Bye, Alfie.
Bye, darling. See you on Friday at 11.